Hello and welcome to another installment of the NIKSUN Notebook. Today we're going to be looking at how you can identify and display the top talkers on your network with the NIKSUN NetDetector and the NetVCR. When we first log into the NetDetector, we see a page called the Main Analysis page. This shows us a query parameters box where we can adjust the data set and the time of the data that we are looking into. And down here we'll see an application and protocol detail box. This is going to show us the top applications as well as the top source and destination hosts and the top overall hosts in the data set that we have chosen. In this case, we're just looking at the last 5 minutes through right now. If I look down under the application and protocol detail pane, I see top applications and I get a listing of those applications. This is also reflected in the pie chart on the right. If I click on top source hosts, it's going to display the IP addresses of the hosts that are pushing the most traffic or have been within the last 5 minutes. In this case, this host right here, 192.168.108.18, has pushed about 212 megs of traffic in the past 5 minutes. The top destination hosts are listed here. In this case, it's 192.168.1.206, which is likely on the receiving end of that traffic. The Top Hosts tab shows a collective view of not only the sent and received or source and destination, but all overall traffic. And we can see that those hosts are going to be listed at the top because they're doing a lot of communication right now. If we look over on the right, we'll also see this data reflected in the Who's Talking bar graph that shows, again, our pair down here doing an awful lot of chatting in the last 5 minutes. But there are times that you want to show data or your top talkers from a different period of time than just the last 5 minutes or what's currently happening. You might have had a network traffic spike that you can't account for, and you want to go back to a certain day or a certain time and see exactly what the traffic was that was occurring at that time. In this case, we can just click on the calendar icon and choose a day. Let's choose last Thursday, and we can start at 2 o'clock. And we want to set an end time. So let's do a stop time of, say, 5 o'clock. So we just adjust the time here to reflect the time period that we're looking at on the day that we're looking at. And now we can see that we're looking at 10/27/2011 from about 2 o'clock to about 5 o'clock. If I click Update, the NetDetector and NetVCR are going to look through all of the packets that they have collected from that time frame and show us what the top talkers were in that specific period of time. In this case, we're seeing the same hosts, 192.168.108.18, and 192.168.1.206, doing an awful lot more chatting. In this case, we got about a gig of data going from one to the other. And again, that's reflected over here. We can adjust this to show different days or different times. We can even show an entire month or any selection of time period that you might happen to have that the NIKSUN NetDetector and NetVCR was watching the wire. This makes network troubleshooting and management a lot easier with the NIKSUN NetDetector and the NetVCR.